Hello, everybody. It's Angie Resells and me, the Cap Guy, and JT. And our special guest tonight is the one and only Mike Yinzer Picker.
How are you?
So, Mike, we're going to let you take off and tell us about yourself and what's going on.
Okay, my name is Mike. I'm 1/5 of Yinzer Picker. My wife also joins along, and I also have 3 daughters. We head out to yard sales, thrift stores, you name it, we go to it. If we can find something to make a couple bucks and to save it from going to a landfill, that's what we do. So that's us in a nutshell. And we also throw in some other adventures, just different things on our channel. Our channel is a wide range of videos to show our life, basically.
There you go, folks. And he's going to have John Cincinnati Picker on this weekend, Saturday.
Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Wow.
Can't wait.
I'll be at the drive-in.
How did you make that happen?
Man, I've bought a lot from that guy recently, so... it's funny. I messaged him probably in January. His schedule was just so busy, and he just actually got back from Disney. So he said, "Hey, let's plan on something in mid-March." And I said, "Okay." And it's already here, so it's super cool. Should be fun. Should be a good time. And he was actually one of the YouTubers we started to watch, because I never realized that people would watch people sourcing or going to yard sales. I'm like, never knew that was a thing. And I'm like, I wish I would have started this 5 years ago.
Now, you still have a full-time job?
Yep, full-time job, 9 to 5. And we've been selling on eBay for over 20 years. Or at least I have been. And once the pandemic hit and we were kind of stuck inside, it was like we started watching more YouTube because we got rid of cable. It was like, well, what can we watch? And we came across like Shed Flips and Cincinnati Picker. And it's like, wait, people are watching this. Why? And then we actually came across Prison to Profit. My kid goes, why don't we do this? I said, this is going to be super easy. This is the easiest thing ever. Like, we'll be the next big star. Well, I was completely wrong. Because I didn't realize like how much this actually... like how hard it actually was. I thought, you post a video, it goes viral. No, that's not how this works. So
yeah, and I don't know how much. I know Angie does a lot of editing and stuff, and I don't know how much you do. I don't edit hardly at all. So
I do.
I
do more now.
Yeah.
I do more now than in the beginning. Like at the beginning, we were just using like the free software on our computer. It was basically generic. Now I think we use Wondershare Filmora. I've been trying to incorporate more things with this, music, just different. We're getting better. So, because I was
Angie's getting a lot of views. She has great thumbnails. She puts up some.
That's where I struggle.
Yeah,
that's where I struggle.
Canva.
So
I highly recommend Canva.
Oh, that's what
I use. But I just am not good at it like you are.
But I still struggle with it. It's like we have a video coming out tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. This might be my best thumbnail yet. So.
I just have a problem with clickbait. I want you to know what's coming and stay tuned for what I'm going to show you or what I'm going to talk about. But I don't want to use, I went down to the street and some guy pulled a gun on me and look what happened. And it's a water gun or something. It's like, I don't want, if you're going to do clickbait, I'll quit watching your show because I want to be there for a true reason, not for a fake reason to get me there.
And it's weird because like up where we're at now, like we can't really, a lot of thrift stores, Goodwills and stuff don't want us filming there. So it's a lot of haul videos for us, but we can film it. Like yard sales, really nobody cares about. We had one good one last year where I went to this yard sale and the guy was giving out free beer. That was his sign. It said garage sale and free beer. I was like, this is like the greatest yard sale ever. And he was already hammered and it was 9 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Now, do you go to a Ben's too?
Y'all
have a Ben's?
So we do. I started to go there when we started the whole YouTube thing. We were going there a lot. We've probably been there in the last year, maybe twice, because people got mad and threatened to call the cops on people for filming.
What?
So we kind of just, we kind of
stopped. Our Ben's don't allow filming either.
Yeah, people didn't want to be on camera, and It was just a disaster. But the problem is we find good stuff in our bins.
Right.
So, but right now I just don't need anything else. Like,
I haven't been in about a year and a half to our bins, but the way I did it was I would take my phone and all I was filming was each tub that I was going in. I would film right there inside that tote and move from tote to tote, moving stuff with the other hand. And that way nobody would say anything. And then if they caught me, they just said, hey, would you stop filming? And I'd stop filming. But I didn't film a lot. I just wanted people to see what it actually looked like because every bins looks different.
Some bins are really nice. Ours is super gross. I mean, we found it looked like somebody's dinner from the night before on paper plates. I mean, it's great. And we just finally got an Amazon bin store, which was cool. Nice. And I've talked to the owner, and he's okay with us filming there, but I just haven't filmed there yet because I feel weird about it though now.
Oh yeah, I started wearing gloves. I would find adult toys there, and
if we go to the Goodwill bin store, if my kids go too, I mean they're wearing gloves because it's gross. And when you leave there, you feel like you want to shower because it's just nasty.
Right.
The Amazon bin store's not so bad, but
whoa! Why are you in the emergency room, Travis?
Bartermania had to have a 5 millimeter, I think it was 5 millimeter kidney stone removed, surgically removed. He's been dealing with kidney stone. So I hope you're getting better, buddy.
Wow, man. Hopefully you're.
I've had them myself, but I've never had to have laser or had them exploded or anything.
I had to have that one time, probably 15 years ago. It was not fun.
No, kidney stones hurt bad. I mean, gout and kidney stones are painful. Angie, comparative childbirth. Because I've always heard that it's worse than childbirth.
No way.
I don't think
I've had 2 kids when I do that.
So kidney stones are worse.
No, the childbirth was worse. But I was in the hospital for 5 days with the kidney stones where I was only there overnight with childbirth. So
right.
It's nuts. It's funny because Bartermania, when we were doing the shows I think it was with Dayton Valley Deals, he was actually at the World Series watching our live at the World Series. I was like, dude, the World Series is a little bit more important to me. Like,
yeah. Well, only if Texas Rangers are there, and that's like not for a long time.
Well, I think the Houston Astros were there, so
yeah.
The cheaters, but that's okay.
Well, Travis, if your surgery is tomorrow, I can tell you from when I had surgery, there was no pain at all from the surgery, like none, and you'll just feel better, like immediately after that.
Travis ought to show us the backside of that gown because I know how that looks.
Right.
At least you don't have him on the live tonight.
Yeah, I know. And Travis would do it too. That's the problem.
Right.
Travis would be like, let me turn around here.
It's funny. Well, not funny. You're in the hospital, but
yeah, they're painful. I'm glad I don't have them. But that's just failure to drink water and a lot of water, and need to drink cranberry juice and all that good stuff. But
that's what we're trying to. We're trying to drink more water. It's just
it's hard.
Tough, but
I'm a Diet Dr. Pepper guy, so
I was a Mountain Dew, and then I got hooked on the zero sugar Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried that.
Hey, Chuck. Sugar Mountain.
Chuck.
Are you Chuck?
So what is it you primarily sell? I know you guys are pretty knowledgeable in Tupperware.
We haven't done. Yeah, we haven't. I have so much Tupperware to list I haven't done. I mean, every time somebody asks me this, I have to look over here, and it's just like we will sell everything pretty much.
Right.
Same.
What's your top sellers? Would you say if you had to pick 4 or 5 items that you sell the most of?
I'll be honest with you, Yetis, even though they're on the Vera list. But
Yetis are on the Vera list?
Yeah. Supposedly.
Like beverage containers?
You can't sell new ones.
What's that?
You can't sell new Yetis.
That's all I sell.
Which is what you're
like. So they came out with a new color. They just came out with their new color with the the new blue and the new pink. I was the first one on eBay to have them on there.
Nice.
So, do you buy them new and sell them new?
I buy them brand new and sell them new.
But how are you making any money if you're paying?
I can get them cheap enough from somewhere, and when I get them cheap enough, that's when I'll pick them up.
Okay. Wow.
But like that, and I will say, like Levis jeans have been good for us.
Okay.
See, and I do horrible with Levi's.
Oh, see, I won't pick them. If I pick them up for $5 or under, that's the only way I'll buy, because that's the only way I can sell them. And I was just taking pictures of them today because I have 5 or 6 pairs brand new with tags, and then I got a stack of ones without tags. And I know they're going to move. I just got to list them.
Right. I would say for me, obviously, ball caps and video games are my top 2 by far.
See, video games, I just don't know much about. Like,
it's a learning curve.
I know.
And
like,
to be honest, Cart games are the ones I enjoy the most because they seem to have the least issues. I did have a guy the other day bought a Sega Genesis cart from me, and he goes, "Hey man, this thing won't load." And you said it was tested, and I said it is tested. I have a Sega, so I have every gaming system. Mm-hmm. And he said, "I said, I'll tell you what, you can return it for a full refund, or go get a Q-tip and an alcohol swab and rub the contacts on both sides." And a few minutes later, I get a message, "It works." And I was like, those are tricks that you learn because Google's your friend. And but when you get to the disc games, I really don't like Wii or PS2 or 1 or Xbox 360 as much because they're, if they're scratched, they're hard to clean. And I have the high-end cleaning machine.
Right.
But PS3 and the newer platforms, 4 and 5 and all those are pretty good ones to get. And again, it's about titles, obviously, but I will spend the time and I test everything now that's of any value because I have a $1,800 machine that Lonnie has that I bought.
We bought some off of Whatnot. That was on an auction one night, and I forget the guy's name now. And we'll be having a video. I'm working on a video that'll be uploaded eventually where we've been showing some of our Whatnot winnings. This guy was posting Japanese video games.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he was doing his auction, the way he was doing his auction, I was able to hurry up and search on eBay to see what they were selling for, to know, hey, can I buy these and make money? I ended up buying like 5 different games between $3 and $10, and I've already sold 2. So
nice.
And they were actually in good condition. They were mostly PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games, but they were in really good condition, like no scratches at all. So the guy did a really good job. But Whatnot I think can be a really good sourcing platform
for certain things like Funkos and figures and video games and stuff.
You also have to watch though, because take for instance like Cincinnati Picker on his Funko auction last night was over 150 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really going to get a good deal if there's too many people in there. If you could find some of the sellers who have less people, the items are going to go cheaper.
Yeah,
there was a card collector doing it. There was a guy out of Ohio, Card Collector 2 is his name. He had over 1,000 people join in under a minute.
Wow.
You're not gonna get any, like, people were overpaying at that point.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Retro Rick and Chase After the Right Price know a lot about Pokemon and video games, and when they come on there, they'll get 300, 400, 500 people in there, and people will like for a GameCube game, which is what I collect. They will, if it's a $50 game, they're paying $85 and $90 for it. And then one night they even asked Chase, "Hey, you got a shirt on? Will you take that off and send it on an auction?" And he did it. And he got like $60. I'm like, I can't buy any GameCube games on their channel because it's just too outrageous. And they have some quality stuff in box, sealed, all that stuff. But I'm not going to pay, 2 times what it's worth.
The thing about Whatnot
too did an auction on Whatnot, and in 2 hours he made over $6,000.
Who did?
2 hours. Daily Refinement.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, and that, like a lot of the sellers on there, they do free giveaways. So I just happened to go in this one girl was doing these T-shirts, and I went in, and it was like, okay, I'm going to do a giveaway here. Well, I ended up winning this giveaway, and so this shirt sells for like $40.
Wow.
And I got it for free. It's like,
Yeah.
So you can get lucky. But if you just have to watch, like before we started, I was watching a couple auctions. It had a couple like 20 people in there, and if you can get it right, you could do it.
I did a mystery box. The first thing I bought was he had all GameCube, and it was mystery box. He had like 89 of them, and you would bid on the mystery, and it might be a low end game and you overpaid, or it might be a good game and you got it cheaper.
Right.
So when it first started out, I spent $59 on the second box I bought, and it was Pokemon Gales of Darkness, which is a $160 game for $59. But then I also bought some games for like $50 over 20, Right. So I spent like $500 that night, but it was kind of cool because it was like gambling. You were taking a chance.
Yep.
But he had some sealed stuff too that he was giving away, and those kind of channels I like because you're not just buying it and bidding up against everybody else. They don't know what they're getting, and neither do you. So you're taking a chance. So I kind of enjoyed it.
Those are
the only thing I've hated is that they ship slow. They seem to ship slow.
So far, everybody I've dealt with on there, I've dealt a lot with Paul and Cincinnati Picker, and everybody so far has shipped pretty quick, luckily. Okay. You start to worry because you can't really contact the sellers on there. Is what kind of bothers me. Mm-hmm. And that's what I don't like about it, is like you just can't contact them. But hopefully they approve me to sell at some point, and I think it'll help out a lot. But
so what will you sell? Funkos?
I'll probably do clothing, toys, sports cards probably, because we are getting more into sports cards again, because that's what we used to sell. And then I sold everything off probably a little too early before everything kind of took off.
Right.
So we are trying to get back into it now. And that's
how about you, Angie? Are you going to go to Whatnot?
I didn't even apply for Whatnot because I just don't source enough of those things to make it worth it for me. I would literally have to go out and try to source toys, and I don't do cards of any kind, and I don't get enough like high-end sneakers to do that, and I'm not a Funko distributor, so I just don't know what I would sell on there right now.
The problem now is just getting approved. This is so hard. Yeah. It's like they're picking people at random, and I don't know. I don't understand.
Don't you have to do a video and stuff too?
So and they kind of want you to do like a Instagram. Was it the story? I think that's kind of what I did. I've done a couple of them, and I'm just like, now I'm actually at the point now where like, do I really want to do it? Like, because eventually they're going to open it up to everybody.
Mine, they said, send us 3 pictures of what you're going to sell on your first sale.
Yeah, and you have to sell. I heard you have to sell that item on the first sale. Those
really,
like you say Funkos, you can't sell video games on that first sale. You must sell Funkos on that first sale. After that, you can sell whatever you want. Right. But I've heard they're going to open it up to other categories.
Yeah, it's been, and I think they're starting to, but you just go on there, and the problem is, and I've had this talk with a couple people, you have sellers on there who are just swearing. They're playing music with swear. It's like I leave. Like I'm not sitting there.
I hear a lot of music, and I'm like, hey, play some Journey or something instead of the rap, whatever. Yeah. But it's sometimes it's so loud, I'm trying to hear them.
Exactly. Yeah, and that happened tonight. The one auction I was like, I couldn't even hear the guy, and it's like, well, I'm not going to stay in here.
And not all of them are created equal. Not all the sellers. So you get some people that like show an item and they do a really good job of explaining it, and then they start. And then other people are like, here, I'm going to do this. They start it. By the time they've talked about it and like giving you basic information or damage or whatever, it's over already.
Right.
So, it really depends.
I was on one, and the guy was so good that people in the chat were buying his stuff and then giving it back to him to help his channel grow to get to 1,000 followers.
What?
And some of them were pretty good games, and he got emotional towards the end, but he was such a good salesman in how he flowed, the show flowed and stuff. But a lot of them people were donating back to him the thing they just bought to resell. And I'm thinking, man, this guy's making out big time. But he was very good at what he did, and like you said, some people are just better at that than others.
And the other thing too,
said, holding things too low so you can't see it over the chat.
Yeah.
Or the lag between items. Like, okay, we're going to sell this, but they won't start it for 15 minutes.
Right.
And it's like, just fire these things off. Like, I don't have all night.
Yeah, because I've sat in some where they had like 80 items, and I've been on there 3.5, 4 hours waiting on the game that I'm after,
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like,
now they have a new feature now where you can actually bid ahead of time. If they have the auction set up, you can actually bid when it's set up, so you don't even have to be in there for it. Like, you could place your bid. Say you won that game for $100, you could put $100 in there. As long as nobody overbids you, you're good.
Oh wow!
I didn't know that.
I didn't
know they were doing
new thing. It just started.
I've been trying not to buy a lot of them unless I know the person. Like, I bought one from Angie the other day. I bought one from a guy that I know that's quit doing eBay, but he found some at Goodwill. And he found like Mario Kart Double Dash on GameCube and a couple other games. And it was like $270 in video games. He said, I'll give it to you for 80. I got 30 in it, so I'll make a quick 50. And I'm like, you so, baby. And I got the Double Dash already. I mean, the GameCube's over here. And if you can see it over my shoulder there, and I've got like 180 of them now.
Nice.
644 GameCube games. So long way to go.
I want to find a Sega CD.
Sega
CD
player?
No, like that Sega CD, the game system that they
Sega Genesis?
Sega CD.
Oh, okay. All right.
I had it when I was a kid because I was a Sega guy, and I wish I would have kept those notes.
Sega.
Yep. Sonic, and I wish I would have kept all this. If I find one, I'm keeping it.
Nice.
I don't play video games, but I test them, and I just love games.
I'll play if it's that. Like, I can't, like, I don't want to buy a PS5. Like, I don't have time for it, but if I can get an old Sega or something like that, then I think I'll have to keep it.
I have a 5 and an X, and I use the 5 to play my movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's
games. I don't play console games, so
I don't either.
I just sold a Wii. Yeah, I just sold a Wii pretty recently, 2 of them, actually. So
nice.
The Wii, like, my kids just don't care for it. Like, we hooked it up. They played a couple times, then we're just like, yeah, we're done with it.
It's good for younger kids.
Yeah.
When my kids were younger, they really enjoyed it, but then they outgrew that.
My kids would just rather watch YouTube. Honestly.
Chuck says PS2 is his favorite, and that's the platform that has the most games.
Yeah.
They made a lot of 3,000.
Can you play Can you play other games? Are they backwards compatible?
There's 3 versions of the PS3, and you can play PS1, PS2, and PS3 on one of them, and you can play PS1 and 3 on one of them, and then, of course, there's a PS2.
So, like the PS5, you can't play 2 games on it.
No, PS4 and 5 can be played on the 5, and the Xbox X can play just Xbox One and Xbox X.
Yeah, I never knew I never knew.
Yeah. Now,
so somebody sold something.
That's a message. Oh, Travis sent me a video, but I'm not going to play it out loud.
Thank God.
Hopefully, he's not sending me a photo of him in his gown.
I was going to say, is he dancing with the?
He better not. Because then I'll be in the hospital tomorrow.
I actually still have this hanging up here. It's always funny. He sent me this year.
Oh, I got one too.
I got one of them too.
Well, did you hear the story with this? This was the same guy that made these. It was the same guy that made Commonwealth Pickers, who passed away this year.
Oh, really?
Oh, I did not know that.
We won't see any more of these Christmas ornaments.
I got this one. He sent me a hat. I just wear it when I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I got a cool Christmas card from somebody else too. Backroad Bitter Chuck.
Yep.
Wow, you got some money there, Justin. Maybe you ought to get that thing graded since you ain't playing it.
Yeah.
Dang. Hey, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, there were no video games. The first one I remember was like a Pizza Hut or Mr. Gaddy's in Texas, and it was Pong and bloop.
Oh, yeah.
Just bounces back
and then the one that frustrated me the most was PacMan, I just got so frustrated trying to get away from those goblins. Oh, it used to make me so mad.
It always amazes me that he says he has that PS5 sitting there, not even open. How many Legos does he have that's not open?
Oh, a lot.
My kids love Legos. We just came across. I want to buy one if I can find it.
Hey, Rachel Strickland, cut your tongue out for saying that.
What's that?
Calling them Legos.
Isn't that what they are?
They're Lego, yeah.
Oh, it's so funny that you say that. Everybody puts S's on everything up here.
I know, but not Lego.
Lego has a fish tank now.
Oh,
and it has fish in it, like Lego fish. What? Like if you look it up on their website, it's actually pretty cool, and it's actually pretty reasonable. A few thousand sets.
Wow.
See, it's funny. Like he goes to Walmart.
Be nice to be rich. Hey, Sarah.
And I try. Like our Walmart never puts them on sale. Never.
My Walmart either.
They laughed at me when I asked.
I pick them up, but I don't put any together. So I just pick them up and flip them.
My kids build them. So, I mean, my kids build them. They enjoy it. They enjoy them. So, but they're just so expensive.
Yeah, they are.
A lot of them.
Well, he gets good deals, and he knows how to look for them. And now Amber's doing it and looking for them and learning.
See, I was thinking that
finding a lot of them.
I quit doing Walmart retail arbitrage because it's gotten to the point for us. Everything that's on sale at ours is on sale everywhere else. So the market gets flooded. Then you're stuck with it.
Right. So, it's like Ross or Marshall's when they do their year-end clearance. I used to go in there in January and buy a bunch of cleats and stuff, but everybody else is throwing their stuff up. And I know Justin, that's what he does. He takes a lot of his stuff and puts it away for fourth quarter or until it's retired, and everybody else sells through theirs. And that's smart if you can do that, but not everybody that.
But I just don't have the funds to just put in, $20,000 in Lego just sitting there.
Well,
he's an accountant for
I was an accountant for my whole life, so
and he's got 1 million subscribers. So I mean,
there you go. He does have a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, well, and like you said, Amber's doing it now. But
hi, Heidi.
You're still buying all that, and you're sending it to Amazon, hoping that it sells because it could sit there. Then you're going to get charged that storage fee.
Right.
Me personally, I can't take that risk now. And
same.
We signed up for Amazon. We didn't sell a thing on there, and we were lower price than everybody else. We took everything out of there. So Amazon just wasn't worth it for us.
I've looked into it, but like you said, all those little negatives that I see. Now, yes, on some things you can sell for a lot higher than you can on eBay. And I know that like Chase, after the right price, he sells a lot of stuff. Like he'll take 100 Wii consoles at Christmas, put Wii Sports or Sports Resort or Mario Kart with it, and he'll flip it, for like almost double what you can get on eBay for them. But they go through and wipe them clean, their memories, and put some effort into it. He's got an employee. But I just don't. I got 5,000 now, almost 5,100 items listed on eBay. I have no time to go work on another platform. It's just what I know. Hey, Sandy, and I'm also older than all you folks, including the people in the chat. So, hi, Sandy, in Alabama.
Not necessarily. You don't know who's watching.
I do too. All the people that are in this chat are not older than me. I promise you. Dave's not older than me. Heidi's not older than me. Chuck's not older than me. Justin's definitely not older than me.
Justin, I don't know if Justin's older than me.
I'd say Justin's probably late 30-ish, mid to late 30s.
And then I'm older than him, so he's younger than me.
I would say Justin is 35. That would be my guess.
I'd say 35 to 40, somewhere in there. That's a guess. Yeah, very few people live that long. Now, if Gino comes in here, there's somebody that's older than me. He was in the chat last night when JT was on Danny May's show. I've listed, how many have I listed today? 21 today.
I've listed 0. Oh, wait, what is today? I ended and relisted 15, so.
Not the same. It doesn't count.
I've been counting those towards my listings now because some nights it's just like, some days it's tough to list for me. And it's.
I never was a draft person. but here lately, if I find like 30 items, I will draft 10 of them or 20 of them, list 10, and then the next morning, the first thing I do, because I'll do my shipping, is go ahead and throw 10 of them up. And that way, I feel like I've accomplished something. So Joey, and I'm tempted not to just list them all, but I'm like, I gotta have something.
So Joey Bada Bing told us the one night, he goes, the way he does it, and I've done it recently whenever I can. Let's say I go to a thrift store or something, and I scan that item, and it pops up all the sold comps. I actually hit sell similar right then and there and save as a draft. So it's already started with the price that I already know that it sells for.
Right.
So then all I have to do is go back, add my description, my shipping, and add a picture, and it's done.
Have you noticed on eBay in the last week that you can't use sell similar off of sold? You have to go back to listed comps on your phone.
See, it hasn't affected me.
Mine still does get on solds.
Yeah. It does?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't had that problem. It's because you're in Texas.
No, I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, same thing.
But you like the Cowboys, though.
I'm from Texas. I grew up in Central Texas in Austin.
That's the problem.
But I've lived all over the country. I've lived in your part of the woods too. I lived in Albany and Oswego for 2 years in New York.
My part of the woods is like a different world over here, though.
You're in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, we're actually about 30 minutes west of the city. So
I've got a good friend that works.
What city?
What's that?
In what city?
We're in Beaver County.
Okay. I grew up in Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Okay. So yeah, we grew up in Beaver County. We're probably only 25 minutes from the Ohio border.
Yeah.
Too.
I live right on I live on the Ohio side, right in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like for me, like where I work, I mean, I literally work 5 minutes outside of the city. So it's just a different world here. Like, it's weird. Pittsburgh is its own.
Right.
Pittsburgh's its own animal.
I've got a friend that worked for me in Arizona when I was a terminal manager for a trucking company, and he's from Pittsburgh, and he graduated from Robert Brown. Is it?
Robert Morris?
I'm Robert Morris. There you go. And
right
he was in the hub for overnight was in Harrisburg, so he worked in Harrisburg a lot. Then he went out to Phoenix for a while I was out there.
Yeah, it used to be a regular college, but then they made it a university, and it's nice little campus in the middle of a weird town too.
So would it be remiss or would it be bad to ask what you do for a living?
I work for an engineering firm, so like plumbing, HVAC, designing those types of systems. So
nice.
That's why when everybody asks me, "Hey, will you ever go full time?" and it's like, I don't know if I can make enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and my wife, we honestly sat down and looked at it. It's like we would have to put in so much time to to make it work. Because I mean, with the 401k, with our insurance and all that stuff, it's
when you're kid. I mean, you got kids. We both our kids are grown, so it's not as. And I got a pension.
Yeah, we have 3 kids. I mean, my wife's a principal, so.
Oh wow.
Her insurance. I mean, it's for us to go. And honestly, I mean, doing this for over 20 years, it's more of a hobby for us.
Right.
And we've also thought like, if I went full time, would it take the fun out of it for me? Because it's honestly fun. Like I can go 2 days without a sale, and I'm like, oh, okay. It stinks that we didn't sell anything, but I don't have to rely on eBay to pay my bills.
Right.
So there's not that stress that hey, I have to go source. I have to list. If I don't list anything for a week, I'm okay. So there's a lot. It's fun, and I think if I go full time, it would take the fun out of it.
And from a guy that raised 3 girls by myself, enjoy your children because you only get them once. And once they're gone,
they drive us up a wall. But
but you're gonna miss that. There was a poem that I read from the 1800s one time, and it actually made me get emotional. And it was basically a lady in the country back in that day, and she was talking about how the kids always ran in and out the screen door in the summer, and the flies would get in, and she was They were always putting their face to the screen and making noise and being in her way. And now they were all grown and gone. And she was longing for the days when they were doing what she was getting annoyed about because they weren't there anymore. And so those things, I mean, when they're gone, that's not that they're gone, because they're not never gone, I promise you. But you'll long for those days. You know, hey, when am I going to see you? Well, I got my family. We're going to here. Okay, well, I'll see you.
I mean, we do the same thing. Like with my dad, it's like, I mean, her parents live 3 miles from us. My dad lives 3 miles from us. So it's like, I mean, we see her family more than mine, but it's just like, you don't have time. It's like everybody's busy. I mean, you work, you come home, you eat, you clean up, and then it's just like, before you know it, it's like, okay, it's time to take a shower, time to go to bed. It's just, and then my one of my old bosses brought it up. He goes, when you get older, time doesn't really fly. You just get busier. Mm-hmm. And you don't realize what's going on. Like when you're young, time goes so slow.
But life does go by fast. I mean, it seems like yesterday I was 25 and now I'm not.
Same.
It's crazy. And then that's why we're trying to enjoy it and just have fun. And that's what it was. And I honestly feel like these past 2 years with COVID, like being stuck at home was kind of a good thing almost. Because it made you slow down. It made you realize, like, you don't have to be busy every night.
Right.
Like, just stop and just relax. Like, sit out on the porch and enjoy it. So,
you know, and even living by myself here lately, I've been making it a point to shut down by 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I go in and I turn on the news. Obviously, I shouldn't because it depresses me. But then I've been watching Amazon Prime or Netflix or videos on Hawaii because we're going back in June. So I'm watching those, see what's going on. But I'm trying to make time for me to be able to sit there and like I'm watching Last Kingdom. I didn't know a new season of Last Kingdom, came out. So I'm like, I'm watching that now. So American Idol. And then I cry every week because I'm watching the auditions. Like, I am just the biggest baby when I watch this stuff. I don't even know.
I would sit down here though. Kids would go to bed. And I'd sit down here till 11 o'clock at night, either editing or listing. And now I've gotten to the point where a lot of times I'm heading upstairs. It's like 8:30, 8 o'clock. I'm heading up there. So they go to bed at 8 o'clock. So I'm like, you know what? I'll do everything else tomorrow. It can wait. I mean, it honestly can. So that's what's nice about being part-time.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, other people's situations can make it better to go full-time. I know, like Dixon's Pickens. Him going full-time was the best thing he ever did.
Right. But he's putting in the work, and you got to put in the work.
Is. And that's what I forget who we were talking to. And they said that, like, okay, they wake up, they go into their warehouse at, say, 10 o'clock in the morning, but they don't leave until 2 in the morning. Like, hold on, that's a long time. Like, you're going home, sleep, and then you're right back at it 7 days a week.
And he does similar to what Angie does. He buys stuff, and he doesn't have to have top dollar for that item. He will sell it to make money, make a profit that he knows he needs, and do it. Whereas I hold on to stuff a little bit more, and I'm starting to let things go because I'm looking, okay, what have I got invested in these Star Wars figures that I just got? And it's worth $85, but now I'm going to go to $75 just to get rid of it. But I've got a zero cost of goods in it. So why not just grab it? So it's like, I'm not going to play with it, so I might as well get rid of it.
I've gotten to that point too, where it's like, okay, I have it listed at $5. If somebody offers me $4, is that dollar really worth it to sit here another 2 months?
Right.
Exactly.
Like, just get rid of it. If I'm making something on it, get rid of it.
Yeah, I saw Angie on some of your sales the other day. You had best offer, then you had another line through it. So you took off of that a best offer, and one of them was a GameCube that I bought from you because I offered her less than she had it for.
That's okay.
So it's funny.
I didn't have 50 cents invested in it either.
Right, exactly.
I actually had a sale today, and this was a weird one. So they're like these fidget bands, and I had them. I have a bunch of them listed, and so I got an offer from this guy. It was like $1 less than what I had them listed at. And I was like, I'll probably accept it. Well, I didn't get like 15 minutes goes by, he hits it for full price and buys one. So I declined his offer because I'm like, well, he already bought one, so I'm not gonna accept that offer. So after I declined it, he made me another offer for another one. I'm like, well, yeah, I'll take it. You already bought one, so yeah. It's just odd. Like, yeah.
I had a guy buy 3 Indy 500 flags from me the other day, and after he bought them and paid for them, he goes, I'm hoping you're going to combine. And I'm like, I wish you would have sent me a message before you paid the shipping, because now eBay is going to keep that portion of the shipping that I refund you.
Right.
I did it because he bought 3 of them, but she said, Rural Squirrel says she went to Robert Morris in Illinois. I didn't know is there a bunch of Robert Morris?
So if you refund after the fact, eBay keeps the fees.
Mm-hmm.
Off the shipping, the extra shipping that I refunded him. So I just marked it up like $2 or $3 above what it cost me, and gave him back like $29 in shipping. I gave him back like 17, and I kept 12, and it cost me like 9 something to ship it. So
exactly, yeah, because I mean, really, the fees really aren't.
Because they get a percentage of the fees regardless of whether it's shipping or not. And I don't do free shipping on almost anything.
Me neither. I don't think I have free shipping on anything because. I don't know if it really makes a huge difference, but it depends on who you ask.
Heidi's got a question. She's officially on vacation, but as of now, she's got an auction ending tomorrow. When will I get back in trouble? It depends on how many days you've got to ship. If you've got yours on a 3-day shipping, a 5-day, or 1 day, you will get dinged at 2:00 Pacific the day after, or the day of.
When I was on vacation last year, we set it up that when we were away that people can make purchases, but it would just be when I get back, it's going to ship. Well, when we got back, there was 4 items that were overdue.
Well, the key is when you go on vacation mode, you have to ship the items before you go off vacation mode.
Yes, I made that mistake the first time.
Off vacation mode, it reverts it back.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was like we were on vacation, and I looked at it's like this item is past due, and it's like, hold on, I'm on vacation for another 4 days. But it was like a glitch in the system at some point. And
right.
I messaged the person and said, look, I'm on vacation. You're not getting this for like another week and a half. So
yeah, the first time I went, Angie's right. I did it, and I came back, and I had like 29 sales. And I went ahead and took it off vacation mode and then shipped them. And I had 2 months where I had to go to eBay and fight to get my seller status back. Mm-hmm. So last year when I went to Hawaii, Maui, take a drink, Chuck. I sold like 44 items over a 10-day period. So when I got back, I had added an extra day beyond my vacation because I knew I was going to ship them the day I got back. Yep. We fly at night and stuff. So I got back and I shipped everything that day, and then once it was all shipped, I took it off vacation, and I never had any problems. But Flip finds and fun and lands in here.
So when they did their Flip Find Funds did the reseller bracket last time, and I ended up getting picked to be on the part-time reseller side. Sure as can be. If I go up against the Hoogs first round, and it's like they knocked me out quick, and then the Hoogs ended up winning the whole thing.
Wow, Heidi, if it hasn't sold, and let's say it ends tomorrow when they bought it, it depends on how many days you're going to be gone and what your set time is. So, if you just take 1 ding, it's not going to hurt you. But if you took like 40 dings, it could knock you out.
It hurts you. But honestly, I think if you contact eBay for Business on Facebook, they'll probably help you out. They seem to be really good. And I know any issues we've had recently, they've taken care of it. So
right. Well, I pride myself on shipping every day, including Saturday. So I ship sometimes same day service.
I usually will ship same if an item sells during the day before 2:00, I will ship it the same day.
Right.
But come Friday, I don't ship on Saturdays anymore. Right. I just refuse. Now, every now and then I'll hit print by accident. It'll have Saturday's date on it.
Right.
I'm like, man, now I got to go to the post office. But
no, you don't. You don't, because it doesn't count the weekend, so you don't have to.
Oh, it doesn't? Mm-mm. Oh.
It's like UPS, where I came from. We would move freight over the weekends, but we don't count the transit days of Saturday and Sunday on freight. But the freight's still moving, and it's what I tell people is I've shipped stuff from Oklahoma to Pennsylvania to say Harrisburg, and leave on a Saturday and be there on Monday when it wasn't supposed to be there like Wednesday. And if the post office has it and they've got the capacity, they go ahead and deliver it. And people are like, "Man, this was fast." And I'm like, I'm just shipping every day. That's all I'm doing.
Right.
I'm not doing anything extra.
I had a guy reach out to me at Christmas. He bought this Christmas thing off me, and he went to Lowe's to go buy it, and Lowe's was out because I bought them all. He messaged me. He's like, "Hey, I need this, and you have it listed." He's like, "And you're really close." And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "If I buy it right now, can I come by your house and get it?" I'm like, "Sure." Came by the house.
Even Justin leaves one or two. You bought them all.
No, I wasn't leaving any because I knew that I didn't leave any. Well, no, because I knew they'd probably restock it, but he waited too long. That's why.
Yeah.
I just never hardly ever find the little 3 cent, 4 cent video games, which is mainly what I look for at those places.
I never.
But I don't look for retail arbitrage
in this Christmas thing I bought and sell. I've done it the past 2 years, and I came across it by accident the year prior because I bought it for my house, and I was like, "Man, these things are expensive." And then so I looked on eBay to go try to find something else to add to the house, and I'm like, "Oh man, these things are selling for like double to triple what I'm buying them for at Lowe's."
Nice.
So last year I told my wife, I said, "Man, once Lowe's gets these, guess what? I'm buying them." So I bought them. I bought a couple different things. I listed them higher, but everybody else was lowballing me. Well, guess what? Once those people sold them, they came and grabbed mine because you couldn't find them anymore.
Right.
So I just sat on them a little bit longer. So it's a gamble because, I don't know. Will I do it again this year? Probably.
Right.
Probably.
Because I can return them to Lowe's if they don't sell.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's the way.
That's one of the advantages to RA. You can do that. I found something here recently, and I thought it was just a fluke, and then I found some last week in an estate sale. And the first day I passed them, and I went back the next day, and they were $2. So I bought them. I'm going to show you. They're right here. I had to get them cleaned up, but if you come across vintage, and I know about golf clubs, but these are Ping golf head covers.
Yeah, I sold those.
Okay, and they're yellow, and they're for drivers. Obviously, there's 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. But I just sold these for $42.
Yeah.
So people want vintage head covers, not the new Callaway Big Bertha, the recent. Those aren't worth that much. But if you can find the vintage stuff, buy it, because $2 into 42. I was like, okay, every time I'm going to be looking for golf head covers now. Be the golf head cover guy.
Now the next one, he asked, "Have you heard about the Fruity Pebbles cake mix?" I just heard about the cake mix. I knew they came out with the syrup though, and I guess it's all of a sudden out now,
right?
And I kind of want to try it just because I like Fruity Pebbles is one of my favorite cereals. I kind of want to try it.
Kevin Commonwealth Picker just did an Instagram on it and said he didn't think there was enough money in it, but now he's saying that he sold a few 60 to 80 all the time.
That's disgusting.
No, I think he was talking about the golf head covers.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm assuming.
But I heard Kevin talking about this today on Instagram, and he goes, "I just
selling
want to mess with that stuff."
But I might just buy it because have my kids try, because we bought. What did we just buy? Oh, they came out with ice cream, like Little Debbie, Ho-Hos, zebra cakes. All these different types of ice cream. We bought them all, and we've been trying them here and there. We still got a few left, but Cosmic Brownies was one of the ice creams. But it was like Cosmic Brownie, I thought was going to be the best. It was the worst one so far.
Really?
Yep. So far, zebra cake has been taking it.
Marcy Frugal Peanut Reseller sold a bunch of was it Tic Tac gum or something when they were discontinuing it. Really? And was getting money for them. And then I saw Man Mountain Treasures now was buying like waffle Pringles and stuff, and he was chicken waffle pink Pringles, and he was selling those. I'm like, yeah, I'm not messing with food that has a date on it. You know,
I just sold food coloring that was from like the 50s, like half bottles of it too. Somebody bought them. Like what are you gonna do with those? Like, I mean, I guess they are collectible to a point, but.
And some people might use them in props too, because I sold a stethoscope here recently to the new the world. Was it Kevin in the Wonder World? Is it Wonder World? Remember the old show, Wonder Years?
Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a new one, and it's in Atlanta is where they're doing it. And the lady bought it, and she even paid me expedited shipping to get it there. And then the following week, I sold nail polish to a soap opera set in New York City, and I'm like. I mean, and it wasn't huge money, but it was like, you know, it was just interesting to me. It was going to a set of a show.
I've never sold anything to a set.
And you will, though. You will in time.
I had a set in New York that wanted me to overnight a Run DMC cassette. But it was already like 5:30 here at night, and they needed it by 10 o'clock the next morning. I'm like,
I wonder if you could have got it out like UPS or something.
I'm like, it's too late.
At least didn't.
So I think the only crazy thing I sold to somebody was I see this address pop up on it, and I'm like, this is a weird address, and so I Googled it just to happen to see, and it went to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s farm.
Huh.
And I'm like, that's kind of weird. But what was even weirder about it, it was a Jeff Gordon item. I'm like.
They were having a bonfire.
That's what I started to think, because I'm like, wait, because I mean, this address was right. This was Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s house, because there was like his go-kart track out there, and I'm like, this is odd. Like, why is somebody buying a Jeff Gordon item? Like,
have y'all ever Googled or somebody that you've sold something to?
Yeah,
I have too.
All the time.
I've sold like a $150 Wii game to somebody in New York City, and I Googled it when they lived in an $8 million apartment. And I'm like, okay, I think they can afford that.
And it's funny you say that, because I've done that to where, like, if it's out west, like, okay, let's see where this person lives. And it's like, oh, wait, this is going to an apartment, or this is going to a hotel. I bet I'm getting scammed here. So,
well, I sold that BMW, it's like for the little roadster, it's this bag for $600, and I'm like, let me see where they're at, you know. And it was this gorgeous estate out in the country with big, you know, barn out back where they probably had like 1,000, you know, or like 25 horses, like, you know, rich people. I'm like, I think they can handle it.
Angie said she just sold a vintage travel toothbrush to a museum in London.
That's kind of cool.
Hey, Marcy, are your ears burning?
It's just weird what people. It's just weird what people buy. I mean, yeah, it's just odd.
I didn't buy it, Angie.
So my neighbor came out. My neighbor saw me outside yesterday, and she said, "Hey, I'm going to Florida tomorrow. When I get back, my husband's putting a pile together. If you'll help us sell it." Sure, because they didn't tell me, and she knew what we do.
Travis sent me a picture of himself in the hospital.
Oh, there you go. It's not looking bad.
So
my neighbor knew that we sell stuff. Well, her husband was selling all of his Lionel trains. Somebody actually came with like a big moving truck and bought everything. I'm like, I could have just carried it across the street. Like,
yeah, make sure they know you sell.
Oh, they know. Sure. And now I'm like, yeah. So she's like, I got a bunch of shoes that are brand new, jackets and stuff. And she's like, I was just gonna throw them away. I'm like, I'll hook up with you whenever you get back from Florida. So,
see, I'll tell people I'll buy stuff outright, but I won't do a consignment.
I'm going to offer to buy it outright, but if she wants to do so, I'll do the 60-40 split and just call it a day.
Right.
But I think she might just
understand. I think you have to pay fees, and there can be returns, and
taxes.
And I think she might be okay, because I told her, I said, you're not going to get like full price for this stuff. She goes, I was just going to throw it away. So I think if it gets to, I might just say, look, here, I'll just pay you this. It's done with it. So.
Yeah, I've done it with my brother, who's found some really old Western books, first edition, autographed by the artist, and I sold those for him, and we did a little split. It was like a 50-50 after fees, after everything, 50 of the profit, and then I pay him back his cost of goods as well, because I'm tax liable as well. It's not just the fees, but you got the tax burden.
Now it's a real problem.
Yeah, so, but I don't do it anymore. And people all the time go, hey, I got all this stuff. Why don't you come over and we'll work a deal and you can sell it and split it? And I'm like, no, I got enough stuff in my own death pile. I don't need your death pile.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to. We want to get our death pile down, but I thought, by the time winter's over, it didn't happen. So
I've actually gotten really good at bringing things in and listing them the same day. And I've been going out and picking out of my death pile and bringing it back in here. I saw somebody on Instagram posted yesterday a Rushton rubber-faced duck that looked like it was really not in great shape. And They said it had been in their death pile a year, and they listed it, and it had 18 bids and sold for $1,525. And I was like, oh, look, yeah, in their death pile for a year. And it was on Instagram. I was like, oh, my goodness. So these photos I got today of World War II or post-World War II, they're going to take a while to go through, but I'll do those as I get time. And
but little by little, you should be fine.
Yeah,
that's
what we're going to start doing too.
Oh yeah, that was Sandy. That's right, it was
awesome.
You need to go back and check her Instagram post, because that thing did not look like it was in great condition, Sandy. But when I saw the death pile, I was like, you know how many times I've went out to my death pile and pulled something out of it and realized. And I told people one time in a video, I said, you bought it for a reason when you bought it. You thought it had value, and then you let it sit in your death pile, and then you go out and you grab it, and you realize it's
I have this jacket.
You made $1,500 on that thing.
So I have this jacket that I bought, right?
$1.75.
I bought this jacket off this guy off of Facebook.
That's awesome.
It's an old Levi Strauss jean jacket.
Right.
Still haven't listed it, but it's
Is it USA made?
Where's it say that?
It's probably on the inside of the coat, inside the jacket.
It says San Francisco on the tag.
You see her?
Yep, that's it. Isn't that crazy? Paid $1.75 for it and sold for $1,500.
$1,500
made in the USA.
It is USA.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing, though: is the tag signed?
And
then the back, this guy. Yeah, it's the same guy. But did you ever hear of the band Blackhawk? This was an old country band.
Who?
Blackhawk.
It sounds familiar, but I can't think of what they.
So the guy.
Oh wow,
that's cool.
The guy won it.
The autograph expert.
The guy won it through a radio station when they were here many years ago. It's like this thing's just been sitting up here. Like I gotta list it. Like.
Heidi, yes, it's a Rushton duck,
and they have a rubber face.
Rubber face.
I think it's hideous.
I know, $1,500. Paid $1.75 for it.
Like if I bought that, my wife would kill me.
I know.
But it's obviously a collector of that kind of
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, good sale, Sandy. That's a home run in my mind. That's. My best sell ever was $1,200, and I had two of them within a week of each other. One was Westbrook's promo shoes, and the other was poker chips I paid $2 for that were Must Cartier of Paris. They went to New Zealand, and I just got lucky. But that's the kind of stuff, but I've never had a $1,500 sale.
She got four.
Queenie Quack. And she's got 4 of them.
Jeez.
Oh, my God.
But she said the other ones aren't as worth as much. I don't know why.
I wonder what would happen if you'd have lotted them up, though.
You probably don't get as much if you
not as much. I wouldn't think.
No, not if they're worth that much individually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
hey,
true.
Hey, Van.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just you just never know. Like we have so much stuff sitting here, and like, yeah, I don't know.
But you bought it for a reason, so you know it has value. It's just a matter of digging in and going, "Oh, I forgot about those."
Like we just bought. Like we went to Goodwill the one day last year at some point, and we see there's a bunch of old cigarette memorabilia sitting there, like a bunch of like the Camel stuff. Like you'd buy a pack of cigarettes and got like a can koozie. I got them for like $1 a piece. Well, they're sitting in one of these bins behind me because I haven't got to list them yet. And they're gonna list, and like they'll be easy to list because they're all the same. It's like I just need to get it listed. Like, yeah, I need to be a little bit better at that.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you've got a family. Your wife's got a full-time job. You got a full-time job. I mean, I understand.
But I see your like every time I see you post on Instagram, I'm like, okay, I listed 5 today, and I have a book going. Like, yep, here's what I listed. Here's what I sold. But it's like, okay, I listed 0 here, 0, and it's just like, but hey, you know what?
I've got an Excel spreadsheet. Everything goes in it, but I keep a sheet every day so I can work off of it when I pull my items and I show what I paid, where I got it. Because people don't know this, but in my listings on eBay, and I probably shouldn't say this, I put how much I paid for it and the date and where I got it in the listing somewhere. That's how I know what I paid for the item. Because as much as 5,000 items, there's no way I'm going to remember every price I paid. No, but I've got a pretty good memory for an old man.
And people put that in the SKU too. So a lot of people do that.
I'll be right back.
I mean, I thought about trying that too.
I keep coughing. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Get that little tickle in your throat.
What are you doing?
I don't know what he's talking to. Yeah, YouTube's a crazy animal. That's we were talking to somebody the other night and they were like, yeah, the subscribers is just a number. It's like it's true to a point. And like when we started, it was like, okay, you hit these milestones like 100 or 50, 150, 200. Well, now like once you hit 1,000, you're kind of like, what's really your next milestone? Like, is it every 1,000 at that point? I feel like
I think it really only matters your first 1,000 because
that's what I feel like.
You know.
But I also want to be at a point too where like I want to respond to all comments, talk to everybody in the chat when we do our lives, like because everybody that's in the chat, everybody there is the ones that got us there. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I just I think helping people get monetized is the most important thing. I'm so sorry, guys.
There you go.
Sorry, guys. My daughter came in.
We were wondering if you were having a conversation with JT.
Well, I said I'll be right back, and then I didn't take myself off the screen. I just muted myself.
What is that noise?
My ring. When she comes in and out, I have a ring. Oh. I tell you what, anybody that doesn't have a ring, that's the best thing ever.
Yeah, we have one. We had different security cameras up, and then we switched to the ring for our front door. And that thing is, so it's weird. Like, you can actually get to my front door without setting that thing off, though.
Really?
Yep. I've noticed it's been happening recently where if you come from a certain angle, you can not set it off. I'm like, yep, I got to get a different camera now to face a different way.
Right.
To catch that.
What I like is I can be in Hawaii and be talking to somebody at my front door, and say,
I haven't used that feature yet because we don't get many people to come to our door. So
Me neither.
It's just what freaks me out sometimes. Like, we were, I forget where we were at, and some guy just came up to our door. It was like, okay, which way did he go? Like, so we were driving home. So then I had to drive around the block to go see if I could find this guy to see what he was doing. It was like, I think he was just selling solar panels, but the ring is the best thing. Except for my problem is I have to charge the battery because I don't have a power source out there.
Yeah, you just take the faceplate off and charge it for like 3 hours, and then it's good for another month or something.
So we're gonna put one on our back door, but I'm actually gonna buy the solar panel for it.
Oh wow!
To charge it.
I bought my daughter one for Christmas because they have people going in and out and kids and stuff, and
it's the greatest thing ever.
And she loves it.
It's crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
My kid, like I was at work one day, my kids were out front doing something dumb, and I'm like, I got on there and started talking to them from it. They were like, "What was that?" Like, that's a cool. The ring doorbell is probably it's a cool feature.
Oh, and if they'd have had it back when my kids were teenagers, like, wait a minute, what time did you come in last night?
Right?
Let me go back to that ring and show what time you came home.
The things we used to do when we were younger, we could not get away with it nowadays. Because there's like, we were just talking to somebody, and I said, when you leave your house, you almost have to assume you're on camera 24/7.
Yeah.
Now
and GPS on your phones.
Well, that not even that too. But even if you left your phone at home, there's cameras everywhere. I bet. I mean, there's probably 5 houses just on my street that have a camera.
Yeah, I think mine probably has the same.
You know, even Lynn, who was on a submarine, couldn't hide nowadays. I'm kidding, Lynn. Sandy's glad she has hers, so she knows which way the cat's walking around her house. Yeah, I had one went off the other day, and it was a bird came up to my ring and took off.
So the first day we had our security cameras up, and I mean, I kind of live in like it's a small town, but a deer walked through my yard. It's like, where was this deer at? Like, there's no woods anywhere.
Really?
So the camera's been set off by a few things, and it's crazy.
A garbage truck.
Yeah. It's weird because sometimes it will set it off, sometimes it won't.
Right.
Like we left something in our mailbox for somebody yesterday, and I got home and I'm like, okay, it's gone, but they never set the camera off.
That's weird.
So what?
Right.
I don't know.
But for $3 a month, it's a pretty good tool. I mean, like I said, you can be on vacation and still talk to somebody at your door, and they may think you're home. Hey, I'm not home right now. I'll be right home in about 10, 15 minutes. You can try back later or something,
Right.
I actually forgot that I even pay for it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's $3 a month.
Yeah, because after that subscription ran out, I was like, man, that's actually a really good feature to be able to go back and look what motion it was.
Yeah, because it'll still work. You just won't be able to save the recordings. If you don't pay the $3.
I don't have one yet.
They've gotten cheaper, so you can get them for like barely $100, but $3 a month's the subscription if you want to be able to save the recordings.
Yeah, it's a great 100 cats that love.
They're looking for a Rushton duck. That's what they're looking for.
Right. Oh, I have a bird story. Can I tell you my bird story? There's a bird in my neighborhood that hates me. I mean, I'm not joking. It has decided that it has to poop on my car every day. It will get on the rear view mirrors on both sides. So we have tried everything, like putting up the window thing, the sun shield. We took down all the stuff from my rear view mirror in case something was attracting him. I even went so far as to tape like Walmart bags along my windows just so he won't do it. That mother.
Is it a seagull or a pigeon?
It's neither. It's this little bluebird, and every day he gets on both of my rearview mirrors and poops all over my car. I don't know what else to do. He's winning the fight so far.
You know the song, right? May the bluebird of paradise flap your nose. Well, he didn't flap your nose. At least he just pooped on your car. That's why my car's
every day I get out there and I'm like, give me a motherfucking bird. That's my story.
So what do y'all got coming up? I mean, are you going anywhere, Mike? Y'all going on vacation or anything? Y'all on spring break?
They I think next week they are. I don't know when they go on spring break.
Are y'all going anywhere?
I think theirs is kind of late. We're not for spring break. I think this summer we are going over to Shenandoah National Forest and staying. So.
Oh my God, Gino's in here.
We're gonna stay there for a little bit. Then my wife's cousin lives pretty close to there, so we're gonna hang out with them. And
bye, Sandy.
It's only, I think where we're staying at, it's only like an hour away from Kevin. So I thought
you need to stop by him. I like Kevin a lot. He's a good guy.
Kevin's been good. So
what I love about Kevin, you ever notice when you're watching him, he's got something that he sold and he's like. And then he goes away and he comes back. He like touches it like 50 million times. I'm like, Kevin, you're starting to bug me now.
Put it down, man. Put it down.
We're touching it.
So my wife just sent me this. There's breaking news in our area. So this is something you hear probably in Florida, but we have a pretty big zoo just on the other side of the city, right? And so they said a man is running around the Pittsburgh Zoo, going from exhibit to exhibit, hiding from police. Now, I mean, this dude has some pretty crazy animals, but he's hiding in all the exhibits.
What?
And the police can't catch him.
Oh, wow.
It's
hey,
like
I live in Oklahoma
currently
where we had
happening.
a guy with tigers. Remember Tiger King?
Yeah.
That's about an hour from me.
So my coworker, one of my coworkers, they went down to what's the lady's name?
The lady in Florida?
Yeah, what's her name?
Yeah, what's her name? The nutty lady down there by you with the head.
Cheryl
flower.
Baskins.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they
killed her husband.
went. So his daughter's friend was working there. And this was like 2 years before the whole show came out. Like he has pictures at Cheryl Baskin's wildlife, whatever it is. I guess that's Tiger King was nuts.
Well, and he's trying to get out, and he probably should, based on all the other stuff that went on, because she killed her husband. The thing I have with those people is the way they treated the animals.
Correct.
Because I'm not even a fan of zoos, to be honest with you. I think that animals need to have at least enough freedom. I can see a wildlife park where they can roam, like in Africa, where they've actually made huge parks.
Right.
But I hate seeing elephants in a small enclosure or something because that's not what they're meant for.
Like Disney has those. I mean, those animals are out there running, and we went on the one wildlife safari down there, and we just happened to forget what animal it was. But I mean, they were able to run far, and it was almost like it was home to them. But the tigers, the way that they treated some of them was kind of wrong, and maybe that's why he should be in jail
now.
Well, they were subtle too. We've got some national wildlife stuff here where they've got longhorns and gophers and prairie dogs and buffalo running wild, and you can drive through there, but it's free. It's not anything that's paid.
Oh.
So
we were just watching videos on anacondas last night, and this one place, I think it's down in Florida, the snake gave birth to baby anacondas. They had like 25 babies. I'm like,
oh my God,
who's going to buy one of those? Like, they're going to grow up to be huge.
They need to live in Angie's state, nowhere else. Yeah.
Snakes and alligators are just.
Oh, I lived in Beaumont, Texas. There's a ton of them there, but they're not really a bother to people. Animals and small kids, alligators can be dangerous, but not usually to adults.
No, and like snakes, I hate snakes. So,
and I just don't like spiders.
Well, see, spiders don't. It's snakes that bother me because those things move quick with no arms or legs. I mean,
Chuck's like that. He can move quick with no arms or legs.
We've opened up our back door at our old house, and there was a giant snake sunning itself on our, outside step. We
I'd have moved.
Closed that door. We're like, forget it.
Karen's afraid of every snake, including garter snakes. There was some coming out of my front garden last year.
Smart.
She wouldn't go back out there. And I'm like, they're garter snakes. They're not like rattlesnakes or anything.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care. It's a snake.
Snake is a snake.
Yep.
He can do the worm. Chuck's going to have to do the worm on his next show.
Oh, Chuck, where is the super chat? I will definitely super chat you for that.
Well, aren't you going to be on there tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah. I'll be on Chuck and Nate's live tomorrow night.
She already forgot.
Fun and exciting.
See, this is what happens, Mike, when you get older. As you get older, you start forgetting things.
Yep. Man, I have a journal. I have a journal over here that I have to write stuff down in. The Google Calendar. It's like, it's getting bad. It's like my wife's like, hey, we have this going on. I'm like, what's not on the calendar? I don't remember that. Like, you never told me that.
I'm old school. I can't use like a Google Calendar or a calendar on my phone. I have to have a paper calendar. And what's going
my wife bought me. So for Christmas, she bought me the new Alexa, and it's the 15. It looks like a computer. It's massive. It's like a computer screen, basically.
Right.
So we put it in our kitchen, and that's like our main hub now. So it shows our calendar on it, and it's actually really. Nice. What's nice is the kids can sit in the kitchen and have breakfast and watch Amazon. They can watch Amazon Prime on it. They can just watch anything. They can watch TV on it. So
I have an Alexa, but it's the old black tower one. But I love that thing in my living room.
Yeah. Well, we have one. I think there used to be one in this room, but I took it out because I was tired of it going off during lives.
Mm-hmm.
I think every room in our house has one. So
I have a Furby above my head, and sometimes he goes off just generically. It's like
I don't think there's anything that goes off in this room anymore. Come to think of it.
Well, Gino used to go off just generically in my chats, but he's kind of calmed down now since he's got a little older.
I was wishing Commonwealth Picker put something in his new. He has those new Enamans.
Oh yeah,
if he was
the blue ones.
They should have put some. They should have put some sound in those.
I've got one, and I've got that I got from him early on, and I've got one a miniature ornament one.
I got these.
Ah,
well, you know the green one's worth a lot more, right?
Yeah, well, I actually have two. I actually have a blue one. You can't see it, but I actually got two blue ones. So,
no, those don't say Inaman on them, do they?
Which one? The blue one?
Commonwealth,
no,
don't they?
Yeah, it says that. Yeah. Then on the back it has.
You get things moving. Yeah.
I have one of his original ones, but I also have one that I had to buy from somebody else. It's an ornament one, a little bitty one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
There were only like 3 on eBay, and I bought one of them because he had run out of them quick.
I got the sticker. I got the animated sticker. I don't have the shirt, but they're crazy. They're not. They're neat. They're funny looking things though. But
I don't have any Angie resale stickers. I don't know why I don't have those.
Because I don't have any stickers.
That's probably the reason. I don't have them either.
I got a
one day I'll think about.
I have an extinct one. RVA Flips. I have his card, and he don't make videos hardly anymore.
No, he doesn't.
I got the new Katie Reed's in Prison to Product sticker.
Hey, Marie.
How'd you get that?
They actually sent me a Christmas card.
Wow.
Katie, they sent me a Christmas card this year.
I didn't get a Christmas card from them.
Do you go to any of the functions, the meetups?
No. So his function he did down in the South, I think in October. He did
South
one.
Carolina.
So he was on our show, and he's like, "Oh, are you coming down?" I was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about it," and there was tickets available, and I was gonna go. Well, I'm glad I didn't, because it was that Wednesday and Thursday. I tested positive for COVID on Friday that week.
No.
So I would have been there sick and would have got everybody else sick probably. And yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
Len, that hat is going to be worth a fortune one day.
Yeah, there were only like 3 of them, and they were horrible. I got them from China, and I've got one left that I won't get rid of behind me. And I'm like, but I did finally sell the Kevin Commonwealth Alabama 3-striper. I didn't make a lot on it, but I got rid of it and got my money back and made about
green one. I have 2 of them. Wow.
Nice, man. I would really.
Dan's actually got a stained glass window that he's made for Kevin, like yours. I keep saying, dude, send it to him. Send it to him. He would love that thing.
Absolutely, he would love that.
I sent him a because he does the license plates.
Uh-huh.
And I came across a estate sale, and it was an emergency services PA license plate.
Oh,
and I was like, I wonder if he has one of these. It was kind of a cool one, and I sent it to him. Well, when he opened it up, he put his video out like on 9/11. So he was like, this is kind of cool getting one from PA with the emergency services, because on 9/11 we had the plane go down in Shanksville, which is only about 2 hours from us.
Right.
So that one actually is in his videos a lot, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's really.
I think our stickers a lot of times in his video too. So we got a couple shout outs from him.
Arizona that day. I've actually seen it in his videos.
Yeah, and our sticker shows up there. I think Cincinnati Picker shows up in his videos too. And then when Betty White passed away, I met Betty White many years ago, and she signed a couple index cards for me. And I came across one after she died, and I was like, what am I going to honestly do with this?
Right.
And he did that video where his daughter was a huge fan of Betty White. I ended up sending it down to him.
Aw, that's so nice.
So I was like, I'd rather go to somebody who can use it. Like, I'm going to sell it, get a couple bucks for it.
Oh, nothing's better than when we have a story of somebody sending us a nice note on something that they bought that their family either remembered or reminded them of somebody. Yeah. Those make my day, because that's kind of what this is about. It's about making money. But let me ask you a question, Mike. When I had that hat, you you knew the autographs pretty quickly. How did you get into knowing autographs?
I started meeting celebrities, athletes, probably when I was about 10. And it was always something cool to go and get stuff signed. And that's where we started. Then it was like, wait, I can sell all this stuff and then buy cooler things. So that's kind of what we did. And I mean, I've met so many.
But you knew these autographs like quickly.
Yeah, because I've probably either gotten them before or I've seen them so many times that I just knew them. So yeah, a couple of the older ones, it's you see them it's just so many times and kind of just, oh yeah, that's who it is. And because we used to go to golf tournaments, these celebrity golf tournaments, like we did a celebrity golf tournament here in Pittsburgh that they did every year. And I mean, Michael Jordan was there every year. So you had a chance to get Jordan to sign something every year. And it was neat.
That's really cool. Oh no. What? I hate when I have a message from a buyer.
Oh, I know. Me too. I always like cringe for a minute. It's like, okay.
It's always stressful.
I'm always like, what's
the one I get is like, I got a bunch of Charlie's Angels cards and there's like 25 in the lot. And I sent him a $7 offer and he goes, hey, exactly how many cards are in here? And I said, approximately 25, dude. I'm not going to go pull this order just to look up and count. It's 20, 22, 25, somewhere in there, but I think there's 25 there.
Right.
Like, sometimes I just, and it's funny because for me, I don't know about y'all, but when I get questions asked, they never sell. It's always when I respond,
when
they don't sell.
When I get measurement questions, it's the worst. I need the hip measurement.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not.
Pull it out and do the measurement and then ghosted.
I tell them now, I'm like, you can buy the item first, then I'll send the measurement.
All right.
Because you're not going to buy it. Like,
yeah. I mean, if it's a high dollar item, I'll go take the time. And in most cases, I do it anyway because I start feeling bad. But it's like, yeah, I'm not just going to jump out here and go pull that order for $7 and then tell you. And then I said approximately 25, and then I never heard another thing. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have counted it exactly, but I'm pretty accurate.
I actually just started using this eBay standard envelope for shipping cards, and that's the greatest thing ever.
Right?
Because it's like, I think it only cost me like 50 cents to ship a card.
Oh my goodness!
But they can't be. I think the card can't be over like $20. It's weird, and there are special envelopes you can use. So I tried it the other day, and it even prints out differently on my Rollo. So it was interesting.
Heidi, you're so right.
And Lynn said he took it to return today to smoke smell, but they were new in plastic,
So I have a return. I just had a return. I sold a Google Chromecast. Right? Brand new, sealed from Google, or sealed. So I mailed it out to this guy in New Jersey, and we have a 30-day return policy. And on 28th day, hey, I'm returning this. It arrived damaged. Okay, he sends a picture of it, and it's a Google Chromecast, but it's filthy, old. He said there was no charging cord in here. Like, it was brand new sealed. Like, so he's like, I'm in South America right now, though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to ship it back. Well, you have, whatever it is, a month to ship it back now because that's the way that eBay does it. Sure as can be. 2 days before it was supposed to be back, it comes back. I get it back, and I wanted to check. The serial number does not match the box. So, you know what they did? They swapped it out. They had a broken one. So they wanted the full refund. I only gave them half back because that's what because you can give up to 50% back.
Off new, yeah.
So I have a feeling though that eBay's going to close it eventually and say they're probably going to refund them the whole amount.
I got one the first time I've ever gotten this was somebody questioned a purchase they did like a couple of months ago on a video game that was like $13 total with shipping.
Right.
And it said, but you are protected because they didn't recognize the purchase. but you're protected, so you don't have to worry about answering this or anything else. And I'm like, okay. And Heidi's got a question for you, Mike.
Standard card things. So let me see. Oh, where I have the envelopes at. Let me see. I'm not even sure where I put the envelopes at now.
Okay.
Where did they go? Yeah, they're like a 5x7 envelope, and they're flat though. They're like a cardboard envelope. Oh, here they are. Wait.
And you get them from eBay?
I bought them from eBay with the store subscription, and I think that you can use.
Coming up.
Yeah, I know. I think you could just use a regular envelope. I wish I'd known where they're at though.
Yeah, I actually bought some cardboard envelopes, but I don't ship a lot of cards because it's all about condition and it's not like.
And, I mean,
I did a couple Pokemon cards and looked at the measurements, and you can just use a regular envelope, and then I cut cardboard out as long as it was like smaller than like 9x6.
It can only be so thick, and when you print it out, it looks like it just prints out the person's address, your address, and like a stamp in the corner on your thing. It's actually pretty nice. The only thing is it doesn't give you tracking though.
Yeah.
So that's the downfall.
All right.
But back on the return thing, I had a return with our security cameras that I sold. The guy said the one was broke, which it could have been. I might not have noticed it. So I think it was my fault. So he goes, I'm going to return it. I'm like, okay, return it. I'll refund you. Then I'm going to piece it out and resell it. He goes, okay, but can I buy the hub off of you? I said, hold on. Before you send this back, what kind of refund do you want here? Like, let's work something out so you don't have to send it back. I'm going to lose money. Just keep it there. Right. So I said, how about I give you half back? They said, okay, that works. That's fine with us. So I refunded them. Well, the refund went through, but the buyer could not find a place to close the return, because they hide it somewhere. So eBay said, hey, it's going to close 10 days later. I said, that's fine. Well, it didn't close. I contacted eBay. They said the return got stuck. So they closed it for me. Well, guess what they did? They refunded them the rest of the money.
From you or from them?
From them. So the buyer contacted me and said, hold on, I just got all this money. I think I need to send you some back. So I ended up calling the lady gave me her phone number, and I called her and we talked about it. And I said, look, I refunded you the money. I said, if you want to send that money back to me, fine. I said, if not, I completely understand because, hey, that was my error. I paid up for it. I said, the other money wasn't mine. I said, but if you want to send it to me, go right ahead. So that's eBay. I said, eBay sent that to you. That's not mine. I said, I would honestly feel bad taking it from you.
Right. I think we all had those. I had a plastic model kit I sold open box the other day, and I got it for almost nothing. I mean, I had maybe 50 cents in it, and it was a chopper. And I sent it to the guy in Utah, and he sends me a message. He goes, hey, man, this thing's broken in the frame like 3 places. And I said, I don't even know if it's complete. I said, it's something I picked up cheap. I said, I'll refund your money right away. And then I give him his money back, and he goes, hey, dude, you didn't have to give me all the money back. I was willing to just take part of it back. And I said, well, it's too late. I've already done it. And he goes, well, that was really nice of you. I really, really appreciate it, but you didn't have to give me all the money back. And I was like, I wish you'd have said that when you said something.
Right?
So, I mean, even though I gave the guy half his money back on this, I'm only $250 into it, and I still made $10 on it. So it's like I'm not out anything. It's just like I hate returns, and I know they come in threes every time. It seems like
they do. Mm-hmm.
It's just I hate them. Like I never had returns whenever I did sports cards and sports memorabilia. I never had returns, but now getting into clothes and the household goods and all this other stuff, it's returns. It seems like go a couple months with no returns, and all of a sudden, bam, you get it.
Yeah, and you're right. It does come in threes because I'll get one, and then all of a sudden I'll get and then like Angie said, when she hears that message, you'll get a ding ding. And you're like, oh my God, it's either a message or a return,
Well, then you get the message about returns, and it's like, okay, you only have one option, and that's to approve it.
Yeah,
you can't deny a return. So what's the point of having that option?
Yeah, unless it's something that you had no returns on, which you're still gonna have to return if they do an INAD, so it doesn't really matter. Right, exactly. Yes, I read your message, man. Thank you.
I think if you say you don't do returns, you're just asking for them to say it's not advertised.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Occasionally I'll get an honest one that'll say, I just didn't like this, or I changed my mind. And then it's like, okay, well, you're not getting your shipping back because I don't do free returns anymore because of clothing, mainly because of the measurement issues. I put all measurements, even in my tagline, I'll say, see measurements below or see notes below. And people don't read it. And I'm like, you might think you're an XL, but you're really a 2XL.
And also different clothes fit differently.
Yes.
But I never, knock on wood, I never have return on clothes. And I don't put measurements on any of my stuff.
Really?
No.
Yeah, me and Angie are both shocked on that one because, I've done it a million times. Armpit to armpit, length, rise.
At least those. At least those.
Yeah.
I never do. I mean, I'll probably get dinged at some point, but
hey, Baldy pal.
If they choose defective and I test it when I return.
Well, I have somebody who's returning shoes to me. First, before she ever got them, she sent me this tirade about these are not women's shoes, they're men's shoes. And I said, you haven't even got them yet. Like, how are you sending me this message? Oh, it's for a different pair. I'm like, oh, great. Now I already know this is one of those customers. So she gets the shoes and she's like, I got them. They're women's, but they have more wear than I thought. Here, let me show you a picture. She sends me my own picture. I'm like, well, you can see the condition. You can supersize all of my pictures. Is this the condition? This picture you sent me? And she's like, yes. And she's like, so I want half of my money back. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. I said, you can return the shoes. And then, don't you know, she opens up not as described.
Right. Oh, yeah.
With my pictures and says, this is not, what she said in the pictures weren't accurate. But she's saying it's exactly the description as I showed it. But so when it comes back, I'm not giving her all her money back.
And I can see it for people that are not living on, that are living on this money, and one return can hurt them. Financially, especially if you're spending the money as fast as you're selling items.
Yeah.
My daughter tried selling and she would be mad because eBay was taking fees and I had to explain to her. But, it's their platform. It's their store. If you have a brick and mortar, you got fees. So for me, if I know in my heart, and we always as sellers know if it's our issue or not, I will give their money back without question, including their shipping, and eat it because it's a write-off at the end of the year for my taxes anyway. If it's a loss, I just don't like to take losses. But I think Angie, didn't you have a cha-ching?
Yeah, I did. Just some clothes.
And Jimmy and Baldy Powell. But the thing is, if it's my issue and I know it, I'm giving your money back, including your shipping.
For sure.
If you didn't read it and you return it because you didn't want it, I had a guy the other day return a record because it didn't have a paper sleeve in the album. And there was nothing wrong with the record, and it was in its original sleeve as a blues record. And it didn't come with the paper sleeve, so I wrapped it and put it in a cardboard album box. He ships it back, and I accept the return. He was very grateful about it. But when he sent it back, he had put a paper sleeve on it. He wrapped it better than I did and sent it in double box. And I'm like, well, I'm giving this guy all of his money back because he went above and beyond to return an item just because it didn't have a paper sleeve in it. I was like, okay. So
it's going to happen. Returns are going to happen. And
oh yeah, it's just part of life. It is part of business.
It's yeah.
I don't measure stuff wet, Heidi. I measure it. If it says 34, 32, I still measure the inseam because a lot of times the inseam won't match the tag. And I've got a bunch of Ariat fire resistant men's jeans, and every one of them are 34, 32s, but not one of them is exactly 34, 32. The waists are all right, but the inseam on every one of them is different. So I just put 34, 32, and then I say, see notes. And in notes, it says, these are actually 34, 30. This pair is 34, 36, right. 34, 34. And so my problem is they all look identical. I have to go in there and actually measure them again when I pull them because I bought 11 pair for $3 a pair.
Now I have these vintage shirts that I have to list, and they don't have tags on them. So those ones I will measure.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know because I have no idea what size they are.
What I do then is I measure and I look at other ones, what people have listed that actually have measurements, and then estimate the size that way. Old school flip. Jimmy had a video out today, and he was like, I only have one of these hats left. His old school flips hat. So I went on his link, sold out. I was going to buy one. So you need to get more in stock, Jimmy.
We have a good video coming out tomorrow morning. This video has been 3 months in the making of how I wanted to end it. So it's
nice. Make sure you are subscribed.
Yeah, tomorrow's video, 6 a.m. is going to be an interesting one. When you see the thumbnail pop up, you're going to be like, what? And then, yeah.
Well, maybe Jimmy can come up with another one, Angie, and just send it to you out of the kindness of his heart.
That's one thing we did not do is hats for our merch. We did shirts, but
I don't have any merch other than the one I
shirts and stickers. My kids have worn their shirts to school.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. We have the stickers. Yeah, I think we have a sticker on our window too, out in the car. But
when I first got my YouTube channel a couple of years ago, I actually went out on eBay and found somebody to make decals. Yeah. And it's not my sticker. It just says YouTube, and it's got the YouTube logo. And then it says that guy and JT. So people will see it and they'll go, hey, who's that guy? And then they'll watch me one video and then they unsubscribe. So
it was I was down at the post office one day, and this lady was behind me. She's like, I watch your videos. And I'm like, what? Like, that's the weirdest thing when you recognized out, and it's like the whole family got recognized the one night in the estate sale, and I think it caught us all off guard.
Right.
Because my kid had her shirt on, and I thought that the guy was just reading the shirt, but then once he knew all of our names, it was like, yeah, this is kind of weird. Like,
oh, I'm famous at the bins.
Yeah.
Like the little bins. They're all like, I watched your video yesterday. I'm like, thank you.
See, most people know me in this area not because of my channel, because they see me at every yard. I saw you last year. You came, well, you're that guy who buys caps. I'm like, yeah, I do. How do you know that? And they go, because you came last year. And I'm like, I go to so many sales, I can't remember them all.
Yeah.
But the first time I ever got recognized, I probably had 50 subscribers. And the guy goes, hey, you're the cap guy. And I was like, who in the hell knows me? I mean, nobody knows me.
That's great.
And he had a channel at the time too, and it was a pretty good channel, and then he quit making them.
We have a guy that actually came to our yard sale, and we started talking. He's like, yeah, I'm starting to get on YouTube and everything. And so then he started following us, and I ran to him a few times. He's actually coming to our chat a couple times. So it's kind of neat. It is crazy though. Just like somebody actually watches our videos.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's to our detriment other than they watch our videos, but I know that like yesterday I went to one in my neighborhood, popped up on a Tuesday, and I ran over there, and the guy was moving. Him and his wife were moving to another home about not even 2 miles away, and they were getting rid of stuff. So they had like Yankees memorabilia, Duke Snyder autograph check, and all this kind of stuff. But he had 2 Shaquille O'Neal and Horace Grant Orlando jerseys and a vintage Nike trench coat. And he wanted like $5 to $10 a piece. And I'm grabbing them. And when I came back the second time, I saw a Jeep. It's like the top cover for a Jeep Wrangler. Right. And I said, how much you want for that? And I saw her think for a minute, because she already knew now I'm a reseller and a YouTuber because I said it. And the price went up. I was like, that's the negative for telling them before you buy, don't tell them you're a reseller.
No.
Right.
Price goes up.
Well, we were at
yes.
I was at a yard sale I think last year. And I had the GoPro on my book bag, and I shopped, and as soon as I was checking out, the one kid was like, oh, you have a channel? And I said, yeah. He goes, oh, what is it? So he looked it up right then and there. And he subscribed to me right as I was standing there, so it was kind of cool.
That's cool.
I kind of felt bad because, I mean, his grandmother gave me a good deal, so.
I used to beg, and then after Jimmy, Old School Flips, subscribed to me 5 times, I quit asking him. because none of them stuck but one. I don't know how that works.
It is crazy how you lose subs. I mean,
oh yeah, I don't even worry about it anymore.
I have noticed though, since we hit 1,000, like we don't lose them that much now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been putting out videos and I've gained about 5 or 6 this week, and I'm like, whatever. Barter Mania. Now, those you don't know that came in late, Barter Mania is in the hospital with kidney stones, having surgery tomorrow, and he's wanting to give away money. That's pretty amazing for a guy for a guy that follows Angie and takes knives from Goodwill's front doorstep. I'm kidding.
He did this. He did this on our channel too one night. Gave away. He actually gave away it. Yeah, that's right. Did you win? Did you win the Bitcoin?
I won 25, and I won the giveaway you had.
Well, I think I gave away like a Google Home or something.
Yeah, you did, and I gave it to my daughter.
Yeah,
because she didn't have one, and she loved it. So,
right, Chuck? 5 or 6 subs.
Chuck, I'll come over. I'll unsub, and then I'll resub a couple times. That was actually a big conversation in Johnny's chat this morning. It was like how people were subbing to people from multiple accounts, and it's like it really doesn't help you because then you're just going to lose them anyway because those multiple accounts aren't going to watch.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not about the subs anyway. It's about the views, and if you get the views, I mean, it's kind of sometimes it's kind of depressing because you're like, okay, you watch somebody they've got 100,000 views. Like you go to Mr. Beast, he's got 2 million views in like an hour and a half, and then you get not even 100 views in 2 weeks, and you're like, oh my God, I need to be doing what Mr. Beast is doing, not what I'm doing.
Dude, it is nuts what happens, and it's weird too because like we went to the Kane Brown concert and we filmed it and I posted it, and that's our best video to date.
All right, y'all. Barter Mania wants me to put a number. Y'all guess a number between 1 and 100. And
soap sandwiches.
I've got the number, so as soon as somebody says that number, I will let you know. So ready, set, go.
$10. Go. 1 to what? 100?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It is, and that's why with our channel, that's why we post everything. We post adventures, we post all that stuff. So
I have my one video that is on me being suspended from eBay has 15,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you go back and tell him it was only for one day?
No. It was 3 days the first time.
Yeah.
And then 7 days the second, but I got out of it early.
Holy smoke. I'm trying
Papa is like on it.
Keep going, guys. Somebody got close, but they ain't hit it yet. Do you know the number too, Angie?
Nope.
Okay, I do. I'll show it to y'all once.
I got it.
Hold on. Never mind. He sent it to me.
Okay. All right.
He sent it to all of us. We just didn't bother to look at our phones.
Well, I ain't seen it yet, of y'all.
No.
Somebody got close. Hey, old Robert's in here. There's Gene Simmons. Or is it Ace Frehley? I don't know which one he is today.
Let me go back up. Someone is super close.
Yeah. Chuck says C. No, we're not doing letters, Chuck.
I see it already.
Huh? You do?
Yep. Go back.
I see it. There it is. Marcy.
Right there.
Yep. Marcy, congrats. You have to send Travis your PayPal information so he can send you $10.
Send you $10.
You can hit him up on Instagram, I'm sure.
He's not doing too much right now, so
yeah, he's got a back down in a hospital in Texas.
Yep, she got it.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when YouTube started putting out that video, how fast people were watching it. I mean, it went from like 300 views to like 5,000 views in a few hours.
Wow.
I mean, it was like...
we haven't had that happen yet.
My best one was a short, 2,500 on some Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
We had a couple shorts do okay, but like it's weird. It's just that's what we need. We need YouTube to push one of our videos, and I think it's so weird. I don't know if it happens with you guys, but you put out a video, you're like, this is a great video, and it does horrible. But then you put out a video, you're like, this is garbage, and it does good. So, and I keep saying tomorrow, I think tomorrow's video could be one of those ones where it just goes, but who knows?
Oh, he's all hopped up on drugs, giving money away.
He gives money away all the time. He was a guest on our show that night. He gave away $100. So
what's that?
15,695 views.
How much money have you made off of it?
I don't know. How do I find that?
At the top of the video, it should tell you your say revenue or analytics or something. I can't remember what it is now.
Video analytics.
Revenue.
I'm looking.
I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, I always thought like Rally Roots and them made a lot of money, but they really don't make a lot of money.
There you go.
$125 so far.
I know.
That's crazy though. For all those views.
You think
Jimmy Old School Flips just pays me not to make very many videos.
Yeah, you would think it would be more. I mean, over 15,000 views. So that starts making you like. That just makes you think like, I don't know.
1,000 views is about $10.
Maybe Angie, you should put your next one. I went to eBay and with a baseball bat and destroyed the president's office.
Right.
1.2 million views.
I have a reel on Insta with 324,000 views.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have more followers on Instagram than I do even YouTube. So I'm almost 2K. So it's like, okay, finally.
Yeah, you know what? I actually think our YouTube subscribers are catching up to our Instagram subscribers.
Let me see. I don't know how many I have on Instagram.
And TikTok. I know people that have 30,000 followers that are idiots, and then I'm like, I only got like 200 followers, and I get a lot of views on TikTok. I just don't get followers.
I only have 1,500 followers on Instagram. You probably have
Jimmy only follows me 5 times on Instagram. I mean, on TikTok.
I have like how many do I have? I have like 1,300, I think. Oh, you know what? YouTube is officially past our. Yeah, we're only just a little under 1,200 on Instagram. So,
but I have 19. Let's see if you can see it. 1,924 subscribers. That's awesome.
Our problem is we don't post much on Instagram. Like I'm trying to more. My wife was doing a lot of it, but
I post daily on there now.
I know.
I've been trying
to subscribers because you are posting on there constantly, Bobby.
On Instagram,
mm-hmm.
I post my numbers every day because I want people to see there's good and bad, and I want you to see when it's good and bad. It's not always good. Well,
and that's like when we put out these what sold videos. Like I'm showing you what this stuff's selling for, and we might have a bad week, but it's not all rainbows and unicorns. It's
exactly.
Especially right now.
If you try to go full time, hey, this is what it could be like.
Yeah. No, you don't get money on Instagram, at least that I know of. Just TikTok and
I mean, you can get monetized on Instagram.
Can you?
I don't know how though.
Yes, I don't either. I haven't figured it out. I did figure out how to get a blue check mark on Instagram, and I'm going to do it just to do it, just to say I got a blue check mark. Yep, it's actually not hard.
What is a blue check mark?
Verifying
like you're verified.
Who you say you are.
I just want to do it. I just want the check mark.
Do you see Harry Tornado? Somebody put a Harry Tornado with an underscore, and they're like sending all these people asking for money and asking them to like join this cryptocurrency thing.
Oh no,
He keeps posting out like, I would never do that. This is not me. I'm like, that sucks that someone's stealing your identity.
Oh yeah, that is bad. But hey, you're so big.
I've been doing a lot of posting of people that are liking my stuff on Instagram, and and Marie is doing it a lot. So I'm always saying thank you for your support. I mean, Chuck and them and Marcy, they do it too. And it's like, guys, if it's just,
I like your stuff and you never say thanks, Angie.
I was just going to say that, but
See, he likes all your stuff. I like all your stuff, and neither of us ever get a thank you.
I've liked all your stuff on purpose just so I could get the shout out. And
right? And you never get the shout out.
It's not like I'm some big brouhaha on there.
No, but you don't do it. You're like, you pick and choose who you like.
No, if you do like it, the thing is when you're looking at it, because if you open it up and I'm driving or something and I can't do it while I'm driving, once I've opened it up, they all kind of fumble together and they're not loose. But if I see a group of like 3 or more, I will photo snapshot them and then do the thank you. And so I don't catch every one of them, but when I do it. But then sometimes it'll be like, okay, here's Yinzer Picker, and then here's Chuck, and then here's Yinzer Picker, and so I either have to thank them both or just highlight one section to thank the one that did all the the likes. And it's just giving back. It's not anything big.
I never thank anybody because it's just,
and I didn't create it. Other people have done it. I'm just I'm just doing it more often because people
I'm trying to interact more. I'm trying to like more. Yeah. I'm trying to comment on videos more. I'm just trying to. It's like sometimes I'll have a TV up above me. I'll put on Johnny's morning show up here, but I won't have the chat open. So it's well, you can't interact.
Right.
So,
because once you do, then everybody's hi Mike, hi Mike, hi Mike, hi Mike.
And that's why I'll say, if you ever notice, I'll say, hey guys, good morning. I'm at work, so I'll just be listening. And
that's smart.
And then unless I see somebody I know that I've talked to before say hi, like Bobby says hi, I'll say hi. Or if I see him pop in, I'll say hi. But I try to just stay low most of the time because there's too much going on.
Well, you want them to know you're there, but you don't want to. You want to get.
Well, you almost have to let them know you're there because and it's to like when Jennifer shares links, but it's almost at the point now where everybody that's in there is already subbed to us anyway.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, what do you? I mean, you get a couple new people here and there, but.
Right. I love it, Marie. Your husband thinks you're on Instagram all day. You are on Instagram all day. See, now everybody's saying hi, Mike.
I know. I'm just lurking.
So, Angie, are you ready for all the questions that are different than when you wore a beard on the show last time tomorrow night? Because the questions have changed.
Oh, it's going to be. I'm a little afraid about tomorrow's live stream, to be honest. But I can handle it. I'm a big girl.
I was on there one night. That was a interesting show.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask you the kind of questions that have been asked recently, have they? The one I loved was when they got what's his name, Dan, and Dan was he was so uncomfortable with the questions they were asking. I was just wow.
I don't think so. I think they were pretty. I think they were pretty family friendly. Whenever I was,
they are not anymore.
Yeah.
Nate's mind goes to.
I think Marcy's behind all of it. I don't think it's Chuck or
Nate. Nate's the interesting character, though. So I think whenever I was on the show, if I remember right, I think Chuck might have had a tie. I think the tie he was wearing had a family picture on it. It wasn't his family.
Right.
I think he found it like a garage sale, like an auction or something. And it was a picture of another family on his tie. It was pretty funny.
That's great.
I mean, it's...
Oh, they're a hoot. They just, like I said with Dan, he was so uncomfortable and you could see it. And he was thinking he was going to show what he sold and stuff. It's like, this ain't that kind of show anymore, guys.
Oh,
no.
A whole different show now.
It says right on there, the reseller show that doesn't talk about reselling.
Yeah, they pretty much talk about everything else.
I think Marcy's been the creator of this new platform. What do y'all think?
Hey,
I don't know if I've caught the new show
on there, so I'm pretty excited. Nate shares many personality quirks with serial killers.
I would agree with that. I would agree.
That's funny. I agree too.
I tried to get him to shave his initials or something in his chest hair, but he didn't have enough chest hair to make it readable. So,
oh my gosh.
Chuck longs for the day of having another family. Hey, maybe Mike will take you into his family, Chuck.
I got two.
He needs somebody to mow the grass. Good night, Van.
Good night, Van. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Well, guys, we've been on here for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Mike's got to go to bed. It's past 8 o'clock.
I gotta get a couple hours sleep.
Dang.
I do it. I try to get to the gym by 4, so I can come
4
home.
4 a.m.?
Yeah, because my kids are up by like 5:30 because we get out. So I try to go to the gym and then come home, get ready, start work here, and then I can get them on the bus and I go to work. So it's kind of
nice.
When I go to gym, it's a box of Slim Jims in the kitchen. Get your Slim Jim. Who said that?
Where's Macho Man?
Yeah.
Oh,
I knew you liked wrestling, so.
Oh,
yeah. Or if you say it in Texas, wrestling.
Yeah. No, we're trying to get more shape. So
Mike, tell us what you got going on your show for the next few days, and y'all listen closely because he's got a big star coming on.
Yeah. So Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have to change the time. A Cincinnati picker will be on our channel Saturday night. So super excited about that one because I don't think he does many lives at all. But it'll be a good one. So 9 p.m. Saturday, and then we also have a video going up tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It's an interesting one, and you do not want to meet it, or you don't want to miss it. So, yeah,
well, there you
I think
go.
that's all we have going on.
Thanks for coming on, Angie. What you got going on?
Tomorrow, I will be on Nady Pies, Trinkets, and Doodads. I think that's at 5 Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. And if you've ever been to one of their shows, then you know. So if you know what's happening. And then Friday, I'm actually going to be on Rachel Strickland's live. And I think that is 8 Central, 9 Eastern. I'll have to check the time on that for sure, but I think that's when it is. We're going to be talking all about reselling and just life. And she's such a great reseller. I'm super excited about being on her channel and just chatting about everything that's going on and the good, the bad, the ugly of reselling. And then every Monday I do my what sold for the prior week and give you a rundown of everything that I sold. Not necessarily everything, but all the categories of what I sold, how much I paid for them, and give you an idea of why I purchased that item and just kind of tell you how I've been doing for the week. Some weeks are great, some weeks are not so great. So it's the real deal for reselling, what it's like to be a full-time reseller. And then I do videos throughout the week. And next Wednesday will be on my channel. And I don't know who's coming, our special guest will be, but we will announce that later next week of who we're going to have. And that will be 7 Central on my channel next Wednesday. And that's it.
Isn't it like Ho-Ho? I mean, Bozo?
Ho-Ho?
Ho-Ho was a local guy in Oklahoma. I forgot. I got mixed up.
Ho-Ho will not be coming on our show.
I get Chuck and Ho-Ho and Gino mixed up. They're all clowns. And as far as me, I'm just going to keep listing because I bought a bunch. If you hadn't seen my video today, I put out a rare video today of a bunch of military World War II, post-World War II memorabilia I picked up today. And I'm going to flip it. I've already sold some of the patches and I'm going to work through that, but it's going to take a while. I've got one picture that has Winston Churchill placing a wreath on General Patton's grave, which is he's buried in Luxembourg. Amazing. And I've got a photograph, and a lot of these are official photographs, so it's going to be interesting to see what I get out of them, but it's going to take a while to go through. But I did it because of the history, but other than that, I'm not doing much, and I'll be on next Wednesday night with that lady down below. And Ho-Ho.
Chuck said our local hooker doesn't make much money. She's a po-ho.
Oh, see, Mike, you don't want to be on that channel anytime soon again.
Perfect.
especially if your kids are watching and they're going, Dad, what's a poho?
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they watch that one. So.
Yeah, the little ones.
Chuck said it's 6 Central, and it is definitely rated R.
Well, y'all have a great night. Thanks again, Mike, for coming on.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
We had a good time, and we talked about a lot of other stuff, mostly reselling, though.
Oh.
Yeah, unlike that other channel. Yeah. Have a good night, folks.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.